It's John Bowden. This is Rock History Music, and Sass Jordan is our special guest. Sass Jordan is a Canadian rock singer known for her very powerful raspy voice and dynamic stage presence. She was born in Birmingham, England, but raised in Montreal. She gained fame in the 1980s with her debut album, Tell Somebody. Her music blends rock, blues, soul, earning her several Juno Awards. Some of her hits include Tell Somebody, which reached number 11 on the Canadian charts, then Double Trouble made it to number 12, Make You a Believer was a number 12 hit, and I Wanna Believe at 16. But there was more hits. You Don't Have to Remind Me in 1992 at number 15, Going Back Again, a number 14 hit, and more from the early 90s, High Road Easy, Sun's Gonna Rise, Do What I Can, and Desire. But we're going to start this off with a quote from Dave Grohl, who said, "If it wasn't for Sass Jordan, Taylor Hawkins would have never been in Foo Fighters." Or as the direct quote says, wouldn't be in the Foo Fighters. Sass Jordan, our special guest on Rock History Music. Okay, new album. Listening to Taylor on the drums, and that one hit me. Listening, when he passed, I mean, what was your, it's overstating the obvious, what was your reaction when you found out?
Total shock. It's shocking, when you lose anybody, it's just shocking. It's shocking at first, then there's all the other stuff that happens, and then you just learn, or you start to live just with the awareness that they're just not there anymore. Well, not in a body. I know he's gone. He was done. He was finished. He was like a shooting star.
How did you guys connect in the first place? For him to be your drummer?
I was looking for a band for my 1994 tour of Rats, and the guy that I was working with, Stevie Salas, he had a masseuse who said, I know this guy who lives in Laguna Beach. He's like amazing. He's young, but he's a little raw, but he's great. Everybody. So we thought, well, what the hell? And he came up to audition. He came up to LA from Laguna Beach to audition. We were living, and he walked in, and it's like his aura just hit you, just like that, because he still is, but he was just this bright, extraordinary. When I say bright light, charismatic because of he's like a puppy dog on stun, and that's how he played too. A puppy on stun. Yeah. He's so nuts. But we knew that we couldn't do this tour without that energy. And Salas figured, oh, well, I can get him up to speed or down from speed. Not the drug, just the excitement. And so that's what happened. And it was his first band, like his first professional touring band. He'd never done it before. He was over the moon with excitement, and he was just a joy altogether, always.
I love the quote from Dave Grohl. If it wasn't for Sass Jordan, that's pretty nice. That's something nice to have you in your holster, Well,
it's kind of true though, in a lot of ways. That he wasn't. But if it hadn't have been me, it would have been somebody else. That's the way I see it. I mean, that's the way it is with everything. It just happened to be the timing, the place, the time, the moment, the energy, what was going on, it was just, the timing was right.
So you believe like they're out there in the ether?
Who's they?
Well, the people who are no longer with, because I mean, when we,
my God, I know.
Yeah.
You don't die. You can't die. It's impossible. You do leave what I call your spacesuit, your physical vehicle, which is what allows you to have this experience in this hologram. But it's one of the things that you do. You're like a multi-dimensional being. You don't end ever. This is just one of the fantastic experiences we get to have because of the fact that when we're in this hologram and we're in this vehicle, we can taste, touch, see, hear, and all of these things, which when you're not in the vehicle, you know, you're not made out of physical stuff. It's not a physical world, you know. I'm sure there are other realms where you can do that. I don't really. I mean, what do I know? I'm just telling you how I see it. And
no, you're preaching to the choir here, because I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm in that.
I mean, your
lane.
mom, your dad, if they've passed, they're there. Your brothers, your sisters, your kids, your friends, everybody's still here. Or a facet of them is still here. Not, I mean, you know, it's not like they hang around this, because that would be, you know, once you leave, you're off onto other journeys. But you're always connected through love to anything you ever loved and whoever loved you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, nothing is ever the end, but it does metamorphosize into something that we forget when we come here, because we wouldn't be able to have this experience if we remembered everything.
With the album, it's such a nice tip of the hat. You sound amazing on this record. There's so much energy. Like I don't need coffee when I listen to this thing. What was the catalyst? Was it Taylor? I mean, it's such a great recording.
Yeah, that was part of it. It was just like, because it had been a year since he left, right? And it's the guy I work with, one of the people I work with, Chris, who had this, he said, Sass, you know, I know you've got this live recording at the bottom of a bin in the closet somewhere, because I've heard it. And he goes, and I'll tell you, one thing that your fans ask for constantly is a live album. So why don't you release it now? And it can also be like a tribute to Taylor, which means a lot to me, you know. And I just thought, what a great idea. And that's exactly how it happened.
What form was the recording in?
A DAT.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I had, a DAT.
I've got an old Sony DAT player. Radio guys love DAT. We all have DAT players.